Arizona, just outside of Phoenix. I know it's crazy that I'm here, and yeah, we just decided to come here over the weekend. Just briefly, it's I don't know, kind of crazy and last minute, but yeah, we're here and really awesome. I took a number of videos, but unfortunately, I took a bunch of videos last weekend in DC, and I've been behind in uploading those. So I try to take it one at a time, one day at a time. So those you guys might get next week or sometime. But believe me, there are videos on the way coming from Phoenix because it's pretty awesome and palmy here, and pretty nice weather right now. I think it's probably like 85, 86 out right now. But again, dry heat. Once the sun goes down, it feels great. The thing about the heat here is that the heat lingers late into the day, and then by the time morning comes, it stays cool pretty late, probably till like 11. Then it really heats up. Again, the highs are like 90 here, which may sound hot, but in the dry heat, it really isn't that bad. Look at this, by the way. Just look how expansive that is with the red rocks there. I think that's Papago Park there, which is it's where the zoo is. There's a botanic garden there, and it's a really well-known spot in Phoenix. But yeah, really beautiful, nice and palmy here. It really reminds me a lot of California, but obviously more desert-esque. Tons of awesome desert plants here, and yeah, really just I'm really excited to be here. Beautiful place. So yeah, let me know what you guys are up to, what the weather's like. Yeah, I know in DC, I think it's probably the highs have been in the 60s, which again is pretty nice. It's funny, like the first week right after summer ended, it went from really nice to really cold, and then warm back up a bit. It should be in the 70s this week in DC, so I'm looking forward to that. But here in Phoenix, really enjoying the heat, because that's gonna be gone soon in DC as fall and winter soon will settle in. But yeah, I got a what's it called? I got a little Washingtonia filibuster seedling that I got from under one of the palms, and you'll see that in one of my videos that's upcoming in Sedona, Arizona, which is at over 4,300 feet elevation. It's like, I don't know, like 1,200 meters or something. So I'm really excited about that, because it's probably gonna be some pretty hardy seed. Again, I don't expect nothing like that is gonna be hardy in the DC area, but I look forward to trying it. It'll be interesting. I have it wrapped in it looked like it was suffering a bit because I just yanked it out of the ground where it was already pretty dry. So I put like some wet paper towel around it to try to keep it alive. But Cal, hey, great to hear from you. 55 Fahrenheit in London. That sounds about right for this time of year. Yeah, that's awesome. That's I bet it's nice. Is it raining yet? Because I know obviously people have this misconception of London and England generally. And again, England varies. You have rainforest in England. You have like basically Mediterranean climate. So England is not monotonous. But I know London, people think of it as like a super rainy place. But it's kind of like Seattle in that, you have your really rainy winters, and then, summer gets very little rainfall. And London gets surprisingly little rainfall. Has the rainy season started yet? Is it raining like every day there, or is it still sunny out? Yeah, 55 is not bad. I think that's what it was in DC. It's been like low 60s in DC, but at night it gets cold. We've gone into the 40s, maybe even into the upper 30s. I don't know yet, but yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, London, again, people have so many misconceptions. There are tons of palms in London. Check this out, by the way. This is just so amazing. Phoenix, just like every southwestern U.S. city, because of just how much land is here, it's spread in this huge valley. It's just so sprawling. It's nuts. You can just see how wide open this area is. Look at this stalk on this thing. This is nuts. This is I believe this is a Hespero aloe. I may be mistaken, but beautiful, beautiful desert plant. It's got like little spines on it. Whoa. There's a plane probably going to Phoenix Sky Harbor, but yeah, as I mentioned, right, it's right about like 86 degrees probably right now. I don't know, yeah, I guess 86. It was 87 like an hour ago, so again, the heat lingers on late into the day, even after the sun goes down, and then it drops down a lot. The summer's here. You guys can see those gorgeous red rocks there. Absolutely stunning. And then there's mountains all over. I've never been to, I've only been to Phoenix driving through before, so it's my first time actually like getting to see the city. We didn't get to go into that much, and again, I'm leaving tomorrow morning, and you guys haven't even seen any of my footage yet, so again, it's on its way. I will be uploading that soon. I just have some more videos to upload in the meantime. from last weekend. Because what I do is, I didn't used to do this. I used to just, if I was somewhere, I'd take a bunch of videos and then I uploaded like to the max. Like I once uploaded like 28 videos in a day or something. But now what I do is if I take 28 videos, I upload them across the day. Usually I take like maybe 5 or 6 videos at a time. If I go to like DC, take a bunch of poem videos, and then I upload them throughout the week, which is, I think, the better way to do it, because it means that each video gets its own appreciation. You know, people don't just click on the most interesting videos. They'll click on each video that comes out every day. And I try to upload videos every day. But it also means that during the week when I have school and everything and I'm working, you know, I don't have time to make videos. I get to upload those from the weekend. So every weekend I try to get a number of videos in. But yeah, it's just gorgeous here in Phoenix. Really stunning. You can see the airplane right there. And if you're wondering why my camera is so good, it's not my camera. It's my dad's camera I'm using right now. My phone is broken and it costs a lot to fix, so I'm waiting. I think next month I get an upgrade. Or I don't get an upgrade, I have to pay for it, but it's cheaper through Verizon, so I don't really understand any of that. But anyways, next month is when I get the upgrade. So you guys, for next month, and I'm now just taking much more videos on different people's cameras, not using mine, but next month I actually get a new phone of my own. And again, I could just use a camera to take my videos, but it takes so long and it's difficult to upload that, you know, I'm eventually just gonna get a new phone altogether. My phone's pretty old. I don't have it with me actually, but yeah, this camera's great, so it captures everything well. It takes in the light. Sorry, gonna get to your guys' comments. Pudge Gaming, thank you so much for joining in. Hello. Now, I've a slight inclination that you told me you're from the Atlanta area, but I may be mistaken. Tell me where you're from, Pudge Gaming. Great to have you in here. Thank you so much for joining. Look at this, gorgeous sunset. Sorry, and then I was pointing to the plane. Just look at how open this is, nuts. So you got South Mountain on the other, oh, so I guess American Airlines here. You got South Mountain over there, and then this is North Mountain over here, that mountain there. Just amazing. Phoenix is just framed by the mountains. And this valley, the Salt River Valley, the Valley of the Sun where we are, is so expansive. The city's just sprawling. It's just like LA. It's crazy how different it is from like an East Coast city. But it sprawls like crazy. Yeah, Phoenix is a neat place. I love it. I mean, the summers here seem pretty brutal. 110 plus pretty much every day. That seems rough, but you know, the other 8 months of the year are lovely. It's a 4-month summer, I've been told. 4 months. And again, 110 Fahrenheit, to people from a humid climate, 110 Fahrenheit seems like unimaginable. It's not as bad in a dry climate. I was in New Mexico when it was like 107 and it was hot. It was crazy hot out, but 107 is just not the same as 107 humid. I know it got to, in London, it got to like 104 or 105 cal. I remember hearing that. That seems awful because it's humid. And I know most people don't have air conditioning there. It's just tragic. I mean, the summer heat waves were pretty insane. And in Phoenix 2 years ago, this summer I don't think was as bad, but 2 years ago, 2020, it got to 120 here, and it was so hot that it fried many palms. There's a huge royal palm here. You know, royal palms can actually make it out here in the desert, which is kind of crazy, but there's a massive royal palm, perhaps the biggest in Phoenix. It's probably like 60 feet or something. And the crown just got completely fried because it would almost be better if it was humid. 120 humid, I don't think that's probably ever happened on Earth, at least in recent times. But 120 and dry, when there's no water at all, that is enough. That'll cook a palm. Unfortunately, you know, that's good for almost no palms. Even the Washingtonia, we're probably feeling it. Sorry, I'm in a palm drought area right now. I'm gonna try to get over some palms because believe me, they're all over. There's like a hill there. Wow, look at that. Wow, there we go. Some power. Anyways, yeah, I feel like we're right next to the airport. I may be mistaken, but yeah, the Phoenix Sky Harbor, it's a huge airport. And right next to it is there's an ancient ruins, ancient history area, which is really cool. I made a video on that. For those of you who don't know, I have a separate YouTube channel, very new, that I created called Ancient American Wonders, sort of detailing my other interest in ancient history. So you guys can check that out. I think I have like 20 subscribers or something. It's pretty new, but yeah. Sorry, let me get to your guys' comments. I always do this. I'm gonna stop talking for now. Get to your guys' comments. Haven't had rain the past few days. It's been full sun. That's awesome, Cal. We're going to get some rain 2 hours, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. It will be clear. That's wonderful, Cal. That's beautiful weather. 60s, that's pretty ideal. And sunny in London. That's awesome. Glad to hear it. Love your profile picture. Is that a new Norfolk Island pine? That's awesome. I've not seen any Norfolk Island pines here. They're all over Southern California. I get a feeling they probably would hate the 115 degree plus heat in the summer here, but Who knows? Maybe there are some here. European Mediterranean climates still fairly dry in winter. Got it. Yeah, Cal. Yeah, that definitely seems to be the case. Yeah, I know. I mean, you compared to Seattle, you guys, London at least gets much less rain. Someone told me it gets like 25 inches a year, which is like nothing. So, yeah, big misconception. It's cloudy a lot. I know London's cloudy a lot in winter, but it doesn't seem to rain a ton. And when it does rain, it's like a light rain. You guys don't get like it's the opposite of here. Phoenix like never rains, but then you have this monsoon season. It's called monsoon season from like late July to August, where it like just downpours, it thunderstorms, and it like Las Vegas was this year. There's videos of people like tubing and swimming in the street in Las Vegas, which for those of you who don't know, Las Vegas is in the middle of one of the driest places in North America. So the monsoons are extreme here, and it's rained the past couple days here, but it is also just such a dry place most of the time. But yeah, Gabriel's Palms. Hey, thanks for joining in. Really appreciate it. Where are you from, Gabriel's Palms? Awesome to hear from you. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just walking on a random street. There's no palms here. I can't believe this. I'm gonna trust me. I'm gonna get there. They're absolutely all over here. It's like LA, so I will be getting to a palm area soon enough. But don't you just love this landscaping here? It's really great. Oh, here. Okay, here's some naturalized palms. This is just how prolific the Washingtonia is. I don't even see any in sight. I see one over there, but check this out. Look at them. Oh my God, look at the amount of fiber on this. That is nuts. Look how fibrous this Washingtonia is, but they naturalize like crazy here. I mean, I'd say probably less so than LA because it's slightly drier, but still all over. Look at how much fiber's on those. That's awesome. Let me get to some bigger ones. Anyways, sorry guys. Hey, Pudge Gaming, you're from New Jersey. I'm sorry. I did not mean to, sorry, yeah. I don't know why I thought you were from, I think there's someone else with a dog profile picture from Atlanta. I'm sorry to mistake you from that. That's awesome. I as you may know, I have family in New Jersey, so that's why I have some videos from there. And I go there at least once or twice a year, so stay tuned. I know of some palms. I just found some palms, at least like 3 locations, just driving around the Jersey Shore. It's kind of like DC. There's palms out there. I'd say it's slightly less palmy than DC, but there's still some hardy palms unprotected in people's yards out in the Jersey Shore, even all the way up to like basically New York. So love New Jersey. That's awesome, Pudge Gaming. When it was 105 in London, it wasn't that bad. Really? Oh, sorry. It was that bad. The humidity was only, oh, okay. Low in the 80s, 2 nights. Okay, that still sounds intense. I mean, that sounds pretty darn crazy. Yeah, let me take a little detour here. I don't really know where I'm going. I gotta keep an eye out for once it gets dark, but that's crazy, Cal. Wasn't that bad. Okay, yeah. I mean, it sounds intense. 105 Fahrenheit isn't pleasant anywhere, in my opinion, but people deal with it. Look at that. Little Washingtonia against the sunset. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Hey, Albuquerque palm trees. So great to hear from you. I saw that you responded to my comments, and I'm sorry, I'm so behind on comments, and every video I say I'm gonna get back to my comments, which I always do. Every, like, it's like a vicious process. Every weekend I respond to like a certain amount of comments and I make progress, and then more and more people keep commenting, which I want you guys to comment. But one of these weekends, hopefully like tomorrow on the flight back, I'm just going to respond to all of them and get it all done with, because I need to just catch up, and I want you guys to comment, because that's one of the most valuable parts of my YouTube channel, is that I get to talk to you guys, but it doesn't work when I'm just behind on it, so I'm going to fix that. But yeah, great to hear from you though. Albuquerque is such a cool spot. I went to there for the first time this summer, and I can tell you it's pretty amazing. I didn't see any palms, unfortunately, because I was just rushing through going to other places, but I have a video of palms in Alamogordo, and I know there's plenty of gorgeous palms on YouTube, so subscribe to Albuquerque Palms channel, because he has got a new channel out there, but really awesome footage, and he's got a bunch of palm locations that he's got videos of, so there's lots of awesome palms in Albuquerque. Check this out. Gorgeous Washingtonia. This one looks like a Philifera, maybe filibusta here, really gorgeous. And then 2 beautiful Phoenix robelinii here. Pygmy date palm, beautiful. Again, these are 2 great species for Phoenix. Pygmy date palm may be small, but it is able to take the heat surprisingly well. So great species for Phoenix. There's more down there. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get into a neighborhood and get into some palmy territory here. That's Tempe over there, that's Skyline. Tempe, Arizona, that's where we are, but that's the downtown area. Albuquerque palms, so great to hear from you, as always. Really appreciate it. I'm gonna get back to your comments too. Of course, I need to do that. Great to hear from you. Cal, depending on where you are, 20 to 22 inches of rain. Oh, wow, 20 to 22 inches in London. That is, DC is like 38 inches for the record, or 36, no. Yeah, it's like summer, something like that. 38, I think. DC gets, yeah, that's crazy. Close to double London's rainfall. So it's a big misconception people have. That's crazy. Surprisingly little rainfall. Is London considered Mediterranean? Because I know like parts of Cornwall, especially like the Scilly Isles, are Mediterranean. But is London considered a Mediterranean climate? Because it would certainly be on the more wet side of a Mediterranean climate. Like LA is Mediterranean and it only gets like 12 inches of rain a year. But that's crazy. I think Phoenix gets 7 inches of rain a year, which may almost, to those people who know the desert, 7 inches may even seem like a lot, because like places like Death Valley get like less than 1 inch of rain. But the 7 inches is accounted for in just like a few extreme thunderstorms, like during the monsoon season and in winter. Otherwise, it's bone dry here. I'm surprised, frankly, that these pines can make it here. I was actually surprised to see that any conifers can survive here, just because of how intense that summer heat is. But yeah, I mean, conifers lining this drive here. Gorgeous Washingtonia robusta right there. Hopefully you guys can see it. I'm gonna get to some well-lit areas. Beautiful Camerops right there. Yeah, great plantings here in Tempe. Really awesome. Hey, James Tropicals, great to hear from you. Yeah, everyone should check out James Tropicals' channel as well. Just awesome. And James, you're in, I don't know, I forget exactly where, but you're somewhere in central Utah, right? I have so many people that I correspond with. I'm forgetting people's locations, but I want to know where people, try to get that memorized, because you guys come from so many different areas, which I just love, because, it's just awesome to see people growing palms in such a diverse array of places. I mean, it's just really amazing. Just where different species of palms survive and thrive. Again, palms like Trachycarpus, I haven't seen a single one. I saw 2 somewhere out here, but they were at a little bit higher elevation. I really wonder how they do it in Phoenix. I got to imagine that summer heat is really rough on them. I think if you plant Trachycarpus in Phoenix, not the best palm for here, certainly, and you probably want to do it in some pretty heavy shade. But beautiful. Look at this Washingtonia folifera there, gorgeous, loaded with seed, and then gorgeous, massive Washingtonia robusta here again. A lot of them the crowns actually look kind of smaller than they do in LA. I wonder if the heat's almost kind of intense for them. I think it's just that it's actually just crazy dry here, and they might need a little water, but once they get established, they should be pretty low maintenance even in Phoenix. I mean, it's just the weather's intense here in summer, but I mean, again, the other 8 months of the year is just gorgeous. Gorgeous eucalyptus here. This thing is massive, massive, massive. And a tow truck here. I'm gonna try to get out of the way. Yeah, maybe I'll go up one more block. But yeah, again, great weather out here right now in the 80s. But now that the sun's gone down, it feels great. The dry heat, for those of you who don't know, the dry heat makes a huge difference. When you think of like 86 in DC, that's you're gonna be soaking wet in 86 because it's just so humid. But out here in the dry heat, especially, even if it's like 100 out in this shade, it feels fine. It's completely bearable. It makes a huge difference because that humidity is not lingering. And it gets a little bit humid here after like the monsoons and after heavy rain, but just not to the same extent. Look at that. Is that gorgeous or what? Gosh, beautiful. I noticed that things like in LA over the past like several years, the wash, it even looks like it's gotten better. Here in Phoenix, it looks like they do a bit over trimmed, but this isn't too bad. And again, they're still gorgeous palms. But yeah, just let them grow. Don't over trim them. You can trim off any brown leaves, of course. But I've heard several people argue that, in like an ideal climate like Phoenix or like Southern California, over trimming them doesn't hurt them. That's really not true. I've noticed quite a few of them here have like, you can see some of them have like pretty twisted trunks. Some of them look like they're almost like to an unhealthy degree. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that's the result of over trimming. They need their fronds here in a climate that is so extreme. It just, over trimming is never beneficial to a palm. Of course it's possible that, you do it once and it's not harmful to it, but it's never good for it. And in many cases, even in an ideal climate, it can still have negative consequences. So, yeah. Hey, Bucky palms. How are you? Great to hear from you. You have a dog profile picture also. I love that. Where are you, Bucky palms? Let me know. Yeah, what location? What area? What zone? Manta, Utah. James Tropicals. That's awesome. And I've heard of that. Is that in central Utah? It's like south of Salt Lake City, right? Do you know Southwest Hardy Palms? Because he's probably not far from you. He's also like south of Salt Lake City. That's awesome. The old classification is oceanic, but said that we are transitioning to a Mediterranean. Yeah, I bet London's getting drier. The recent summers. Wow. Yeah. I can only imagine the dry. I mean, even like Seattle, the dry period is pretty intense in the summer. Yeah, that's crazy. It's interesting. It's so many of these climates that like I wouldn't actually think of as Mediterranean. A lot of people now classify them as like for example, like a lot of places on the even Seattle, people have called Seattle Mediterranean, which I'm not quite sure if it is. But places like on the Washington coast, I think Southern Oregon south is generally accepted as Mediterranean, but even places up to like coastal British Columbia, they're not calling Mediterranean. Maybe they are. I mean, I'm no expert, obviously. Look at these washies, just gorgeous. And again, they reach heights here. I haven't seen any of the ones like quite as big as in Southern California. I mean, they get as big, but some of them seem, the biggest ones I've ever seen are in Southern California. But the heights here out in the desert, and you do have some more thunder and lightning here, but still, compared to Florida, where like lightning will strike any giant palm, they just reach heights that you don't see on the East Coast because they're just, you don't have thunderstorms like that like you do on the East. Gorgeous, gorgeous palms. And then you got a filibuster right there, a hybrid. Beautiful. Through okay. I've said this since I first started live streaming, and now it's like 2 years later. So as you guys can tell, I'm sometimes slow to act on things, but it's close to 2 years. My channel just celebrated its 2-year anniversary. My first video like a week or two ago, so that's cool. But I started live streaming I think like a year and a half ago. I've always said I wanted to get a selfie stick, like not to take selfies obviously, but just to use for my live streams to hold the camera up better because it's just so shaky when I hold it. But hopefully the quality is all right. It's good that even as the sun goes down, you can still see the palm silhouettes. That's just beautiful. Beautiful palms. This camera is a remarkably good job. iPhone is just such good cameras. Wow, look at this. Yeah, Albuquerque palm trees. Yeah, I know Phoenix is just a palmy place, I gotta tell you. And I honestly was quite surprised. I expected, I've seen a lot of, poorer looking queen palms because obviously they don't love the extreme heat. But I was surprised, like the ratio of good to poor looking queen palms, they can look terrible in Florida. A lot of them look terrible in Southern California. I was surprised by the number of not terrible ones I saw here. They don't love the extreme heat, but honestly, percentage-wise, the number of them that looked bad wasn't that much more than like Southern California or even parts of Florida. And I've seen quite a few beautiful queen palms here, which kind of shocks me that they make it through that 115 degree heat every summer. And again, that's the extremes. Usually in summer it's probably like 110, but that's still pretty darn hot in a dry heat. It feels better to us in dry heat, but to a palm, humidity can be crucial. Yeah, beautiful washies there and camera ops. Just gorgeous. I don't really know where I'm going. I'm just going to try to do a large loop here, go back to, but look at that beautiful sunset in the distance. University Park. It's a cool area. It reminds me a lot of like some of those areas of Southern California that's like all kind of like strip malls and stuff, but it's cool. It's different than the East Coast. The architecture's a lot better here, at least. A lot of the houses look a lot better. Cornwall is strange. Oh, wow. Interesting. Fascinating, because I would obviously think that Cornwall is lower rainfall, but you're saying that it's actually more humid. It sounds like in summer. It's crazy. Very interesting. It's fascinating. Look at the size of this phylifera here. Massive, thick trunk. The seed hangs so far down on this. Gorgeous palm. Phoenix dactylifera, a lot more common here. Those are all dactylifera there. In Southern California, on the coast at least. Again, Southern California is a huge area. Palm Springs is basically the same climate as Phoenix. So when I say Southern California, often I'm referring to just by the coast. But by the coast, Phoenix canariensis is more common because Phoenix canariensis is from the Canary Islands, which is a Mediterranean climate, which is more like Southern California. Phoenix dactylifera is from the desert, so it's, I guess you'd say, more tolerable to the extreme heat, although Phoenix canariensis is still just fine here, but it sort of corresponds. Phoenix canariensis is less common here than dactylifera, more common in LA. They're both common in both places, but beautiful Beautiful plantings here, beautiful cacti. Look at these barrel cacti, incredible. You see these in LA as well, but yeah, again, the cactus landscaping is all over the place here. There's saguaro all over. I went to Saguaro National Park today, which is pretty darn cool. And yeah, I hope we can find a planting here because there are lots planted in Phoenix, but I'm gonna take a look. The nature access also is amazing here. We hiked in South Mountain Park yesterday, which is just on the edge of the city, and there's amazing trails and like wilderness right on the edge of the city. Sorry. Someone on Palm Talk posted photos of Washingtonia. I saw that, Cal. I think that was UK Palms. UK Palms is like one of the most prolific guys on Palm Talk who posts about palms in the UK, and he's got some amazing pictures. Some gorgeous, gorgeous palms in London and north as well. It's amazing. England's really palmy. Yeah, I saw that. That's crazy. Some huge washies in London, especially on the south coast too. Manti is just in the very middle of Utah, 2 hours away from Salt Lake City. Well, wonderful, James Tropicals. That's a great spot. Utah, again, is just one of my favorite states, just one state north of here in Arizona. And again, just Utah is just a fantastic place. Central Utah, especially gorgeous. And yeah, you've got, great territory for growing palms. And, my other interest of ancient history, you got like the Fremont culture in there and the ancestral Puebloans. You probably got some really cool ancient sites near you. Really awesome. Distance between continental Europe and London is pretty close. Yeah. Got it, Cal. Yeah, London's very close to parts of like northern France and stuff. That's cool. Yo, Palm Planet. Hey, cardboard. Cardboard. I like that. Where did you get your bigger window palm? Oh, are you the one someone asked me that recently in the comments and I haven't responded yet, but the big one I got from a local nursery in the DC area called Holly Woods and Vines, and they actually sell a number of hardy palms, the Camarops, Trackies, some other ones, but the big ones weren't actually for sale. Like I asked the guy, he said they weren't initially for sale, so I talked to him a bit, and he was very kind in selling me one. We did a little negotiating. I think I got it for $300. Again, when people first hear that, they think it's crazy expensive, but people don't realize just how much palms cost, because $300 worth. Again, that palm, I bought it when it had already been growing for probably like 10 years. Or not 10 years, I'm sorry, probably maybe like 6 years or something. So you got to realize how much time and effort went into just getting it to that size. So $300 for a palm that size is really not bad. So yeah, I got it at a local nursery called, I'm sorry, don't listen to me. I'm Hollywoods and Vines was another nursery that just changed names in the DC area, and they actually stopped selling palms. I got mine in a nursery called Null's Produce, Nalls Produce. It's not a produce place. Maybe it is, but they also sell palms. And yeah, they were not selling the big trackies. They were selling some smaller ones, but I was able to talk to the guy to get him to buy one. So yeah, go to Null's Produce. It's in Alexandria, I believe, about 45 minutes from me in Northern Virginia, and that's where I got mine. But yeah, besides that, I really don't know of any palm nurseries now in the DC area. Hollywoods and Vines just closed. They changed names. They're not selling palms anymore. Besides like the big box stores, maybe occasionally having them, no palm nurseries in the DC area. Really unfortunate. And again, if there were, you'd see palms absolutely everywhere in DC. But they're still somewhat common, a little bit. Really want to get your own cardboard? Yeah, you definitely should. Are you in the DC area? Are you in Washington, DC area? That's awesome. Yeah, they do cost a lot. Definitely. I mean, $300 is no cheap price. I got mine as a birthday gift, but yeah, there's no question about that. Palms are expensive. Whoa, huge cockroaches there. God, that's crazy. Yeah, if you don't like cockroaches, at night all the time I see them. There's crickets here too. Yeah, why not? Let's head into this neighborhood. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm just gonna try to go into the neighborhood. Get on a side street, show you guys some palms. I went to St. George 2 weeks ago. Oh, wow. Wow. Those are all great species for St. George. St. George is so palmy. I've been there twice now. That's just so cool. I love St. George. It's like definitely the palm capital of Utah. Although there's so much of Utah that I bet even Washingtonia and some other species could thrive in, where you just don't see, because it's so unpopulated, you just don't see people trying palms. But I have videos of a gas station on the Utah border near Page, Arizona, ways away from St. George, where there's Washingtonia at the station there. So I wouldn't be surprised if they could make it. It's in central Utah, at least in the very southern part of central Utah. So it's amazing. I bet Nanarops Richieana I bet that can make it across most of Utah. So it's really interesting. But yeah, no doubt, St. George is the palm capital. That is so cool. I love St. George. So many palms there. It really looks like Phoenix almost when you look out across the vista. Washingtonia everywhere. Beautiful Phoenix. Riverina there. Gorgeous. The architecture is so cool in Phoenix too. It's like a mix between that sort of New Mexico adobe style and then that sort of California Spanish style. This is like a ranch neighborhood with ranches, but a lot of them have got those beautiful Spanish tiles. Let's see where we should go. I'm just sort of wandering about, but I'm gonna find a nice palmy street to go down. This one's pretty good. I might go to the next one. Yeah, why not? I might go to this one. Yeah, let's see what you guys have to say. That's awesome, James Tropicals. I wish Albuquerque had big palms in the nurseries. Albuquerque palms. I got it. Do they actually sell? I bet they probably sell trackies. Do they sell like California fan palms at some of the nurseries there? Because again, Albuquerque's crazy because it gets colder than DC. Usually in winter, like a couple degrees colder in the 20s, but because of that desert climate, it springs up to like the 50s during the day. So you guys have such a good climate, and it's amazing we can grow it like the same zone as DC, but just in a dry climate. Amazing what it allows for. Again, Alamogordo, which is like crazy palmy, Washingtonia robusta and all sorts of species. That's only zone 8A. And again, parts of the DC area are trending zone 8A. So it's just nuts what the dry climate allows for. And again, Albuquerque is just such a cool place. I love it. But yeah, I mean, Albuquerque palm, it's funny because I knew there were some big palms in Albuquerque, but on your channel, Albuquerque Palm Trees, and everyone you should check out Albuquerque Palm Trees channel. You have some like shorts of some awesome, I didn't know just how many palms there were in Albuquerque. You have shown me a lot of new ones that I had no idea about. So that's pretty cool. Beautiful washies there. Look at that against the sky. God, this camera does such a good job of capturing. You can see all the sky here. It looks so much darker in person, but it's all lit up. Beautiful Washingtonia just dotting the sky everywhere. They really are sky dusters, as the name implies. It's one name for them. And then this one looks more like a hybrid, perhaps. A little bit thicker trunk. Just beautiful. Yeah, you can really see the difference between the crown there and the crown on the robusta. There's still a lot of mosquitoes. Oh, got it. I didn't even know England had crazy mosquitoes, but DC area is like unbearable. At least in I think it's just maybe my neighborhood is like exceptionally bad, but you go out in the summer and like the mosquitoes and that extreme humidity, it is crazy. There's also like an abandoned pool across the street, which is like the top is collapsed and it's all like mud and it's all like murky and disgusting. And that is like a mosquito breeding ground right across, like a house across the street from me. So that is not good, but mosquitoes are awful in my neighborhood. But there's none here in Phoenix, thankfully. That's really awesome. Very low insects that can bite. Low biting insects, so that's really nice. But yeah, I hope that goes away soon, Cal, because I feel like usually with like this, once it gets like in the 50s, that starts, that ceases to exist. I've not seen any mosquitoes like in the past week in DC. Huge washies, they're gorgeous, gorgeous. Again, these look a bit like hybrids. I think they are hybrids. They got pretty thick trunks. They could be pure Philifera, but I don't know. You guys see that my foot there? It's hard to see. Yeah, why not? Let's go down here. I have no idea where I am. I'm just in a random neighborhood, but the hotel we're staying, actually, I think that's at the hotel right there. So yeah, Tempe, Arizona, not a bad place. It's really awesome. We have a flight at 5:30 back home tomorrow, 5:30 in the morning. So we have to get up at like 4 or something, but it's like 7 East Coast time. So it's the good news. That out. I think that was like looks like the Google Street View stuff. It's got like the camera on top. That's really cool. If you guys can check this area on Google Street View soon, maybe you'll see me. That's really cool. Sorry, it's all blurry now. Sorry, guys. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna respond to your guys' comments now. I was surprised to see Mexican blue. Yeah, that's crazy, James Tropicals. And I remember seeing pictures. I actually went to the In-N-Out Burger in St. George, which is the only one in Utah. I think it's only one of like 3 in Utah. I'm a big fan of In-N-Out Burger. For those of you who don't know, I contend that it's the best. So for those of you who haven't visited the Southwest, it's all the way, it's expanded like crazy. It's into Southern Oregon now, into like Reno, Nevada. It's all over like Las Vegas, Southern Utah, just expanded into Colorado, and I think even as far east as Dallas. And anyways, I think In-N-Out's the best. And the one in St. George, they actually have a Mexican blue palm out front, in addition to the normal palms that you see there. So that was awesome. Yeah, I was surprised to see that there too. That's Brahia Armada. So, but yeah. They have a classic thing where they cross 2 palms. They basically plant them like on a cross, like crossing each other, like an X. And then, as palms tend to do, they always grow straight up towards like towards the sky. So as the palms are planted in an X, they'll grow straight. So you have this sort of cool like X design, and then the palms grow straight up from there. That's a classic In-N-Out thing in the warm climates, at least. And they pretty much only have locations in warm climates where they can do it. But in here they use Washingtonia robusta to make the X. At the one in Utah, they use Washingtonia foliifera, and then in Dallas, they use sable palmetto. So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, that's the story. Let's see. There used to be Cali fan palms. Star Nursery. Thank you, James Tropicals. I'm going to check that out if I'm in St. George ever, because I do hope to return there at some point. St. George is just an incredible place, and it's a gateway to so much incredible nature and scenery. Look at that view. Used to be Cali fan palms, I think. Haven't seen any. That's awesome, Albuquerque palms. Trackies and some others. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear they sell palms there. That's pretty cool. Sorry, guys. I'm going to try to focus this again. There we go. Sorry, guys. I guess it's just the light, but I'm going to hope it doesn't go. It's blurry again. All right, guys. Sorry. I'm going to... There used to be also a cool palm tree nursery. I found a roof for. Oh, really? Cardboard. Thank you so much for letting me know about that. I really appreciate that. I did not know about that at all. That's fascinating. Yeah, I need new palm nurseries in the DC area. Do you know if they would carry them in winter? I'm assuming not, but I'll definitely check that place out next growing season. Thank you so much for sharing that. Sorry, guys, let me focus this. I'm really sorry, guys. There, I'm just gonna stand here for a second. Thank you so much. This is really cool. Off of Route 50. I'm gonna check back on this live stream after, and I'm gonna note that, because thank you so much. That's awesome. They only sell palms. So cardboard. Like what kind of palms they have? They have like trackies, sable minor, needle palms. Yeah, let me know, because that's awesome. I'm definitely gonna check that off. Route 50. Where in Maryland? Do you know the town? That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Cardboard. In-N-Out Burger. Sorry, let me check the time. 6:50 here in Phoenix. It's amazing. It's getting dark early here, because I guess actually because we're on the eastern part of the time zone, like directly north of us, due north of us in Utah. It is due north of us in Utah. It is mountain time, but here it's Pacific time, so no wonder it gets dark early. And last night it thunderstormed here, so there was a lot of lightning. It was cool. Thunderstorms over the desert are gorgeous. Sorry, guys. There we go. In-N-Out Burger did a pop-up stint. Oh, wow. That's awesome. I wish they would set up a permanent one. That's awesome. Yeah, did you like it, Cal? Did you go to it? Because that's awesome. Yeah, In-N-Out is delicious. Love In-N-Out. Look at the full moon there. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. All right, folks. I think I'm going to have to end it soon. Got to head back, but get up early for the flight tomorrow. But really cool. Christmas palms. Oh, wow. Awesome. Cardboard. That's really cool. I'll need to see more, but they have a website. Okay, I'm gonna check that out, of course. All right, I'm gonna end it, guys. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe for more videos. Stay tuned and take care. It's yeah, really awesome here in Phoenix, and stay tuned, guys. I really appreciate you guys joining in. Sorry, this is a bit abrupt, and but I'm gonna do another live stream soon, maybe tomorrow or next weekend in DC. So stay tuned, folks. Great to have you in there. Cardboard, thank you so much. Take care. Seeds Canada, thank you so much for joining in. Take care, folks. Bye, James. Tropicals, great to see you guys. Albuquerque Palms, thank you.